Okay, good morning. Welcome to Math for Kids number 37. Today we're going outside of the Olympiad book. We're going to go look at a problem we had yesterday. It was similar to this problem. It's out of the Art of Problem Solving's Prealgebra book. So here's a similar problem. Find the smallest prime factor of 13 to the 40th plus 19 to the 8th.
We do not want to multiply these all out.
No. So this was an interesting thing. The 40th power of 13 and the 8th power of 19, multiplying them all out is going to be way too much. Is there an eraser line around here?
Oh, here.
So this sparked a really interesting discussion about odd and even numbers. So to solve this problem, we need to know about odd and even numbers. So we ended up having to make a little chart. So for addition, today we're going to talk about odd and even numbers. Okay, so let's look at our chart. If we're going to do addition, then we have an odd and even. Let's do even. Even, odd, even, odd. Okay, and we're going to make a chart about an even plus an even plus an odd plus an even, and an odd plus an odd. Okay?
Well, an even plus an even is just an even.
Hold on, let's talk about what is an even number? What does that mean for a number to be even?
It means it's divisible by 2.
It means it's divisible by 2. So give me some examples of even numbers.
2, 4, 6, 8, 12.
Give me like a super large even number.
18 gazillion, million, trillion, bazillion, and 2. My made-up number.
Okay, that's a made-up number. Give me a big number that's actually a real number and also is even.
10,000. 10,002.
10,002. Okay, fine. All right. So what does it mean for a number to be odd?
It's just not divisible by 2.
It's not even. Okay. So give me some odd numbers.
Like 3. 103. 1,003.
Yeah. Okay. So do all odd numbers end in 3?
No.
No.
1,000,009.
1,000,009 is odd. Okay.
10 trillion. 10 trillion and 23.
10 trillion and 23. Okay. So like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So an even number is divisible by 2, and an odd number is not divisible by 2. So what is an even plus an even? Is that even or odd?
It's always even.
Why is that?
You can't get an odd number from 2 evens, like 2 plus 2.
Okay. Well, but yes, that's true. But why is that true? Why is an even number plus an even number an even number?
Because it is.
Because it is? What does it mean to be an even number?
It's divisible by 2, plus a number that's divisible by 2 is always a number that's divisible by 2.
Yes, this is even. An odd plus an even.
A number that's not divisible by 2 plus a number that is divisible by 2. That's a number that's not divisible by 2.
Why?
Like 3 plus 2.
3 plus 2 is?
5.
Okay. So why is an odd number plus an even number an odd number? Okay, and it's not divisible by 2 plus a number that is divisible by 2. Why is that always not divisible by 2?
Why is it?
Why is it? Well, an even number we can write as 2 times, say, x, and an odd number,
It's 2 times x plus 1.
well, it's not necessarily x. So it's 2 times some number plus 1.
Yeah.
Okay? So when I add these numbers together, and I got to make sure this is on camera, I get, am I writing on camera? 2x plus 2y
No.
plus 1. Okay? So I'll write up here instead. Sorry about that. I get 2x and then 2y plus 1.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
It is.
When I add them together, I get 2x plus 2y plus 1, which is 2 times some number, x plus y, plus 1. So,
Oh, it's odd.
which is odd. Okay, now what about an even plus an odd?
It's the same as an odd plus an even.
Why is that?
Because of the commutative property.
Right, because adding doesn't matter which way you add them. You get an odd number. Now here's an interesting one. An odd number plus an odd number.
Is an even.
Why is that?
Because you have like 2x plus plus 1 and 2y plus 1.
Okay, an odd number is going to be in the form 2x plus 1, and our second odd number that we're adding together is going to be in the form 2y plus 1.
And you get a plus 2.
Okay, so I get 2x plus 2y plus 2. Now is that number divisible by 2?
Yes, because you have
Yes.
a plus 2.
Because they're all three of the components are divisible by 2. So an odd number plus an odd number is even.
Even, odd.
So an odd number plus an odd number is even. Isn't that odd?
No, it's even.
Okay. So now, that's our plus. So we've just learned 4 rules about even and odd numbers. Even plus even is even. Odd plus even is odd. Even plus odd is odd. And odd plus odd is?
Even.
That's odd.
No, it's even.
Okay. Alright, so now that we've done our pluses, what should we do next?
Times is.
Our timeses, just to make sure we understand. But first, let's relate this to the problem. Well, actually, no, we have to do the timeses first to relate it to the problem. Okay, so now let's do timeses. So we got to figure out what an even times an even and an odd times an even is.
Well, an even times an even is always an even.
Why is that?
It's something that's divisible by 2 times something that's divisible by 2 is always something that's divisible by 2.
That's right. So if you have a number that's divisible by 2 and you multiply it by anything, you get a number that's divisible by 2. So what about an odd times an even?
Any number times a number that's divisible by 2 is still a number that's divisible by 2.
Okay, so this is even. Odd times an even is even. That's odd.
No, it's even.
Oh, you're right, it's even. Okay. So what about an even times an odd?
It's the same as an odd times an even. Since
Why is that?
multiplication is also commutative.
Okay, so an even times an odd is?
Is even.
So an even times an odd is even? That's odd.
No, it's even.
Even. Okay, so our last one. Hey, it looks like they're all even.
Maybe.
That would be odd. An odd times an odd. What is that going to be?
An odd.
Why is that?
Because a number that's not divisible by 2 times a number that's not divisible by 2 is a number that's not divisible by 2.
Okay, very good. So this is odd. Okay, so
Looks like an even Pac-Man swallowing an odd.
an even Pac-Man swallowing an odd. So odd times an odd is odd. Okay. Now, how does that help us figure out these powers? 13 to the 40th power.
Well, it's going to be an odd number plus an odd number.
Wait, you're going way too fast. 13 to the 40th power.
Well,
Okay, what does this mean? 13 to the 40th power.
it means, well, it's an odd number to a power.
Okay, so what does 13 to the 40th mean? Tell me what that means.
It's 40 copies of 13.
13 times 13 times 13, 40 times. Okay, and you multiply all those 13s together. What are you going to get?
An odd number.
Why is that?
Because you have an odd times any power.
You have an odd times an odd times an odd times an odd times an odd. You have all these odd numbers multiplied together, so this is going to be what?
It's going to be an odd.
Really, the only thing we can say about this is it's going to be odd.
Yeah, we don't know any number.
We can say one other. It would be pretty easy to figure out the last digit, but we're not going to get into that right now. Now,
Well,
what about 19 to the 8th?
Well, I could figure that one out if I had a calculator.
Yeah. Put your pen down, please. Okay, 19 to the 8th. What does 19 to the 8th mean?
It's an odd number to a power.
What does it mean? What does
It means
19 to the 8th power mean?
Copies of 19.
So it means 19 times 19 times 19.
8 times.
8 times. Okay, and what are we going to be able to say about 19 to the 8th?
It's also going to be odd.
It's going to be odd. Whoops, odd.
Not DDO.
Not DDO, odd. This number is odd. Okay? So we have 13 to the 40th, we know that's odd. 19 to the 8th, we know that's odd. So what about 13 to the 40th plus 19 to the 8th?
We know it's going to be odd. It's an odd. No, I mean it's going to be even.
13 to the 40th plus 19 to the 8th is what?
It's an odd plus an odd, which is an even.
Okay, it's an odd plus an odd. And we've just learned that an odd plus an odd is even. Okay, so now we know 13 to the 40th plus 19 to the 8th is even. So how does that help us find the smallest prime factor?
That means the smallest prime factor is 2.
Why? How do you know that?
Because all even numbers are divisible by 2.
Because all even numbers are divisible by 2. Okay, so we had this really seemingly impossible problem. 13 to the 40th power plus 19 to the 8th power. I don't even know what number that could be. That's a gigantic number. Okay? But one thing we could say about it, pretty remarkably, without even knowing what the number is, we knew it was divisible by 2. Right?
Yeah.
So that means the smallest prime factor was 2. How about that for a pretty neat problem?
Cool.
Yeah. So
Do you
that's
have any homework problems?
yeah, you do, but it's not related to this. So this is one of the neat things about math, is sometimes you can figure things out about numbers without even knowing what the numbers are. I wonder if there's a way to figure out if this was divisible by 3.
Well, if I had a calculator, I could get the two numbers.
Probably not. You know, this would be
A gigantic.
a gigantic.
Maybe it wouldn't even fit on the
You
calculator.
probably would need Mathematica. There might be a way to figure out if this is divisible by 3, or if it's divisible by 5.
But let's
Well,
not talk about that
Let's
now.
not talk about that right now. Okay. Good job today, sweetie. That's a fun math video.